They didn't chant, they didn't shout. Instead, they chose to march in silence. Hundreds of Danish veterans, many who once fought alongside American troops, gathered Saturday outside the U.S. Embassy in Copenhagen to deliver a message of grief, anger, and betrayal. The veterans first assembled at Kastellet, a historic military fortress, before marching together toward the embassy, carrying large Danish flags. Their protest was sparked by the Trump administration's threats to take over Greenland and remarks by President Donald Trump that they say dismissed Denmark's combat role alongside U.S. forces.
We decided to stage this event when we heard President Trump talk about the performance of allies. He didn't ask for them. They stayed a little bit off the front line. And then we also heard some of the rubbish that he offloaded in Davos. And frankly, we thought enough is enough. But at the same time, we lacked words to really describe how we're feeling about this. They have a feeling that they've been betrayed. And of course, they are angered by this. They deployed, they fought with the Americans, they fought with the Brits. They fought together, they bled together, and as you've heard here in front of the American embassy today, 52 of them never returned.
Outside the embassy gates, the veterans planted 52 Danish flags into the ground, each bearing the name of a serviceman killed in Afghanistan or Iraq. As the names were read aloud, the crowd stood motionless. Some wiped away tears. Veterans say they are furious not only at Trump's rhetoric, but also at comments suggesting Denmark failed to defend Western interests in the Arctic, despite being a NATO ally responsible for Greenland's security. Trump recently claimed Allied troops stayed a little back from the front lines, words that struck a nerve.
I got a little bit angry where Trump said, that Denmark or other European countries didn't participate in action in Afghanistan. And that is not true. And that made me sad, angry, everything, the whole spectrum of feelings.
So I wouldn't say they were avoiding to get into the front lines. On the contrary, we contributed just as much as anyone else. And the loss that we suffered is equivalent to the same loss as the Americans had.
These soldiers died. We have many soldiers who are suffering from the one or the other, still one arm, one leg less. We have some who are suffering from PTSD or the like. And we have a lot of veterans who are luckily not suffering from anything, but they are still feeling offended by the statements. Hence, very importantly, we wanted to give this message.
Notably, Denmark lost 44 soldiers in Afghanistan, the highest per capita toll among coalition forces, and 8 in Iraq. Tensions rose further after embassy staff removed 44 memorial flags earlier this week, an act veterans say only strengthened their resolve. This was not a protest of rage, it was a demand for recognition and a reminder written in silence.
I got the US Bronze Star. I was very proud. It's a medal that is awarded for a good effort, an effort which the United States appreciates, and it is given for an effort which is in support of United States objectives. I was very proud of getting it. I was very proud of having it, alongside other medals, obviously. But I also have to say that when J.D. Vance, one evening, it was broadcasted here that he called us a bad ally, I took this one off and said, I'm not going to show that, because that is not what I want to advertise.
I have good friends that were wounded. I have good friends and colleagues that were killed in both Iraq and Afghanistan. So, Danes have put down their lives to fight together with the US for freedom and democracy, and I'm sure the Danes would do that again in the future. So it doesn't make any sense to say that Denmark is not good allies. I mean, we are the best and strongest allies that the US has ever had.
It is a clear mistake to start talking about what the Greenlanders or what the Americans could win from this, because it's not an option. And I believe we need to clarify that taking over, whether buying or militarily or other ways, a sovereign state within the Kingdom of Denmark is not possible. Now, defense agreements and other agreements of extraction of resources and so on could clearly be made. That is an entirely other discussion.
Denmark has been a strong, loyal nation to America for decades. And, to be told that we are not good allies is, it kind of infuriates me. I mean, it makes me angry that the sacrifices that we did in the past are not being respected at all. When America needed us after 9/11, we were there. We went to the war with America to fight for America and for our common values. As a veteran and as a Dane, you feel sad and very surprised that the U.S. wants to take over part of the Kingdom of Denmark, and I also feel like it's a betrayal of the loyalty of our nation to the U.S. and to our common alliance, NATO.
America was a lighthouse. It was the thing we were looking at when discussing democracy, and yes, America, as anyone else, has made mistakes throughout, but it was, until very recently, the beam in the darkness. And regrettably, that light is being closed, switched off as we speak.
Times of India videos, your daily dose of India and the world. Global news, different views, and sharp analysis.
Pressure of expectation from your fans, your supporters.
That has often served as a backdrop for several Bollywood.
You're not a brute majority anymore if you individually take out data.
Making sense of global conflicts. Tracking the new emerging world order.
Strike on Israeli military bases.
A multi-pronged.
To stay out of harm's way as Israel started bombing targets across.
Understanding changing alliances in a polarized world. Tune into TOI videos for all this and more. Click on the bell icon to subscribe and never miss an update.